4.3 as of recording this video, losing a lot of momentum. And what we're seeing right now is just that investors aren't getting that excited about NIO. There's lots of short manipulation, guys. There's so many short sellers. I've seen one of my subscribers share to me that NIO is the #1 most shorted stock on one of the platforms. #1 most shorted stock. That's crazy to think about. It's shorted more than any other stock out there. Shorted more than GME or any other stock. Absolutely nuts, the fact that this is happening. And there is definitely a lot of short manipulation. Every time new stock rallies up, it gets pushed back down in an instant. All right, that's just crazy. And for the past couple weeks, when new stock went up to 6, it went to 6 and it just got pushed back down so freaking fast. There's definitely a lot of people on the short side of this. So damn, screw those guys. Screw those guys. But even if NIO stock continues to go lower, NIO will never go under. I think this is the very important part. When people are saying NIO is losing a lot of money, but NIO is pretty much an energy company. It's pretty much an energy infrastructure company as well. And in that aspect, it's just not possible. Okay, there's always going to be government support going on, and I think investors should understand that. Yes, they're spending a lot of money, and for some people it seems like reckless spending, but in my opinion it's not really reckless spending. They're spending for the success of the future, for better margins in the future, right? Self-developing their own chip, which is absolutely an incredible thing to do, and that's going to come on all future NIO vehicles. That's going to be fantastic. So they're really investing in their future, but some people see this as a negative. And what you're seeing is, even for those guys that sell better, sell more cars than NIO, for example, Li Auto, look at their stock price. They're making new 52-week lows, Li Auto, right? Their transition to EV has all but failed. Their Li Auto Mega, which is supposed to sell a whole lot of vehicles per month, they've only sold 600 cars last month for Li Auto Mega. The transition to pure EV is a lot harder than what most people can imagine. And for NIO, okay, things will get much better. You see NIO's sales increase over the years. Sales are about to go ballistic. This is like sort of close to that Tesla moment where like things are going tough, but things aren't that tough for NIO, okay? Things are going tough, but then they gotta really ramp up Model 3 production, and then, you know, if they survive through that, it's gonna prosper. We're sort of going through that phase with NIO right now, all right, even though it's not that dire. And I believe that once Envo starts seeing deliveries, once the Alps, the Firefly sub-brand also starts seeing deliveries, things are really going to make a turn for the better, and we're going to see a lot of more sales, all right, and much more shareholder value being created. And yes, they are going to launch NIO Phone 2. They're going to launch a NIO Phone every single year. And I know a lot of investors have a problem with this. Like, is NIO wasting money on a phone again? No, they're not. Like, the NIO Phone is just a fantastic add-on for making your car much better to use, and it makes NIO's vehicles much more competitive. Like, you can do so much stuff with that NIO Phone that you can't do with a regular phone in terms of fleet management, unlocking the car, using it as a key, also like personalized. For example, if I sit in this seat and my car was an NT 2.0 car, I had the NIO Phone, I can just quickly adjust the comfort with the NIO Phone. Same with the rear seats, it knows where you are. So there's a lot of functions and features with the NIO Phone that really adds to the car, and it's really, really worth it, okay? My personal gripe with it, okay, is the fact that they're launching it so late in the year. So right now, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, they're going to launch it with that chip, but then very soon, Qualcomm is going to announce their newer version of the chip, and that's really going to be a bummer. Like, NIO is the last batch of vehicles, of phones with the older generation of chip. So they couldn't just wait a couple months until the newer chip from Qualcomm releases and then they launch it with that. Yeah, so that's my personal gripe with it. But other than that, I mean, like, new phone is a fantastic product. And going forward, they're going to have a phone every single year. All right. And yes, it is R&D spend, but looking forward, NIO is trying to become sort of like Apple. They're going to have a big ecosystem. NIO's an energy company as well. So the stock, I think it's just a fantastic opportunity to load up. People who wanted to buy NIO at 60, why did you want to buy NIO at 60? How come you won't be willing to buy this stock when it's at 4.3? Okay, so NIO is a great company when the stock was at 60. I did say back then it was a bit more too expensive. Now at 4.3, I think it's very cheap. All right, it's load up more. And yes, I am under the water. I am in pain. Sucks. It kind of sucks to see the stock be down this much. But, 5 years later, it's going to get much better. When things were tough for Tesla, the stock was also like not doing too well. All right. And then a few years down the line, see where Tesla is at. So NIO's at that phase where things are about to turn around real fast, especially with the Firefly and also with the Envo. So just hang in there, in my personal opinion. They're spending a lot of money, but it's not going to go under. NIO is not going to go under. It's too valuable of a company to go under. And they got a lot of government support. They got a lot of private investors also, willing to back them up. And I'm sure that if NIO really wanted to earn a lot of money, they could. All right, they could. They could just, jack up the price of battery swap, make charging a lot more expensive, which they have done in the past. They're going to earn a lot of money that way. All right, do more energy trading. Okay, yeah, take away from some of the benefits, some of the incentives, come out with even cheaper cars. They're going to earn money. All right, so I wouldn't be too worried. Now is where everybody's fearful. When everybody's fearful, are you going to be greedy or are you going to be fearful as well? In my personal opinion, now is the time to buy more stock. And even though NIO hasn't really been delivering a whole lot of vehicles in the sense that they got record orders, they haven't been delivering that many. That could partially be attributed to maybe it's just a wrap up at the end of the month. Maybe they're shipping some of the cars to Europe. All sorts of various reasons could be possible. But I wouldn't be too worried. They're coming out with more and more fantastic products. And battery swap will be here to stay. And it's already getting the recognition from everybody here in China. So I wouldn't be too worried. And I'm buying as much as I can. All right. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.